What's up guys, Dino here, welcome back to my racing channel. Well, as I said, second video of the day, and have I got a race for you. This has taken me probably an hour to try and pick the winner. It is horses, there's about 10 in the field, and there's about 4 or 5 horses, maybe 6, that have all ran against each other in the past 6 or 7 weeks. And I'm going to show you the race that I'm going for. I was going to do 2 horses and give you 2 tips today, but this one has just taken me so long to work out, as I've mentioned, about goings and weights and official ratings and jockeys and trainers and where it's, what racetrack it's on and how many furlongs it is. Honestly, it's taken me about an hour. Now some of you ladies and gents out there might be watching this video thinking, how is that taking Dino an hour to pick the winner, or an hour that he thinks this horse is going to win the race, yet it's only taken me 10-15 minutes. Well, you're obviously, some of you are maybe better than me. Maybe some of you should do this. But no, listen, it's taken me about an hour, and I've looked at about 8 or 9 horses. Just, it's bamboozling. Anyway, let's get into the race. Here we are, the 3:45 at Lingfield. Do we all remember Royal Birth? You're probably saying, Royal Birth? No. Gracious John? No. Corinthian Knight? No. Well, I'm going to show you, once you see the horse that these horses have ran up against, you'll go, oh yeah, I remember that. Stone of Destiny is the 11-4 favourite at this precise moment, with Mr. James Doyle on it and Andrew Balding as the trainer. Now, if this horse had maybe 9 stone 3 on it, it wouldn't be 11-4. It would be something like even money. James Doyle, I think he's got about 2 or 3 rides at Lingfield tomorrow. Is this his best ride? Possibly. I think he's got another ride that will probably win. I think this could be his best ride. Stone of Destiny, if we have a look at it, now Stone of Destiny, if we look at it, it's 3 runs this year. His first one was January the 22nd at Newcastle, and if we look at it here, again, some of these horses have ran against each other that are in this race coming up. Stone of Destiny excuse me, was 3rd in this race against Encore d'Or. Now you shall probably remember Encore d'Or. 9 stone, 109 rating, 105, so it's got a £4 there, a little difference there. Encore d'Or over, well, Stone of Destiny's got £4 pool over Encore d'Or, but only got beat by, you could say, a length, a neck and half a length between Encore d'Or and Stone of Destiny. Was that a good run? For its first run, I would say yes, good run, absolutely. Especially when it was in a Class 2 over 5 furlongs on the straight course at Newcastle. Then you look at the next race, which was the 2nd of February 2019, which is a couple of weeks. And if we look at this race, this was a listed race, and Encore d'Or had just won that race. Stone of Destiny. Now, do you remember me all mentioning Catchy? Do we see what Catchy beat? Gorgeous Noura. Can you remember Gorgeous Noura that we picked a few weeks back and it won? Well, Stone of Destiny finished behind Gorgeous Nura, and quite rightly so to an extent. When you look at the weights and the overall rating, but it only got beat by 3/4 of a length. Stone of Destiny, with 9 stone on its back. Again, that was another good run from Stone of Destiny. Absolutely. Then you look at its final one. Now, this one I think was abroad. Doha. So that's been abroad. And again, there's no official ratings here, so we don't know what it was. We can only go by its weight, which is 9 stone 2, in a group 3, and was beaten 1 1/4 lengths. Now, if you look at that race, a group 3 in Doha, a group 3, and it's now going to be running in a class 2. And its weight, he's going to have an extra £11 on the horse's back in a group 2, a class 2. So it's dropping from a group 3. After the group 3 is a listed race, then you have a class 1, then a class 2. So it's dropping all the classes and groups, and it's only getting £11 put on its back. So when you look at it, 9 stone 13 looks heavy, and it is heavy, but probably not for a 4-year-old horse. So you can see why there's a gap here between Stone of Destiny and Royal Birth. Will Stone of Destiny be there or thereabouts? Absolutely. That will be there or thereabouts. Can it win the race with 9 stone 13 on its back? It's yet to be seen, but it won't be far away. Stone of Destiny will not be far away. If we go to the second one, Royal Birth, I was actually kicking myself when it won here because I never seen it that day. It was just when I was going through the meetings and having a look at the results, I noticed that Royal Birth had won. Now, here's the race. It's only had 2 runs. Or is it 3 runs? 3 runs. It's had 3 runs. So here was its first race of 2019, Royal Birth. Finished second in a class 2 over 5 furlongs at Chelmsford. 9 stone on its back, 9 stone official rating. Tropics, okay horse. Only got beat by 3/4 of a length, Royal Birth. So that was a good run, especially with it being its first run. But you then go to the next one, 23rd of February, and we all see what beat it. That was the day that we picked this horse, Gorgeous Nura, which only won by 3/4 of a length. And the reason for that is Gorgeous Nura was only carrying 8 stone 9. And we went over it this day that this is why I picked this, because of its weight here. The overall rating was only £1, which is nothing. But the weight here was huge. 8 stone 9 to 9 stones, about £5. And Gorgeous Nura won it, granted only by 3/4 of a length. Now if you look at the other horses behind, Corinthia Knight and Gracious John, they're also running in this race tomorrow, which you can see why it's taken me so long. We go to the one that Royal Birth won, which is the one that when I seen the result the other week, I was absolutely kicking myself because look who it's running against. Corinthia Knight, Gracious John, the same ones that are going to be running in this race tomorrow. So again, if you look at that race here, Royal Birth won it by a neck. Third was Gracious John, who was only beaten half a length. But if you look at the weights now, you've got Royal Birth 9 stone 2 in that race, overall rating of 100. You've got Gracious John 9 stone 2 with an overall rating of 100. And you've got Corinthia Knight 9 stone 7 with an overall rating of 105. So if we look at these two now, and look at Gracious John. Royal Birth carrying 9 stone 11, 9 stone 8. So the tide's slightly turned slightly in favour, as I see it, weight-wise, to Gracious John, even though in the betting they're favouring Royal Birth. But Gracious John has been up against it slightly against Royal Birth all the time, but now the handicapper has went, do you know what, I'll drop you down another £1, which is now 99, and I'll give you 9 stone 8. Whereas Royal Births went up £2 to 102, and he's got 9 stone 11 on his back. Granted, it's an 8-year-old horse, so it should be able to handle that. Gracious John should be able to handle 9 stone 8. So the weights are slightly in Gracious John's favour now, and if you look at the race that we just looked at there, that Royal Birth won, he was only beaten half a length, Gracious John. Half a length. That's all he was beaten. At the same weights as Royal Birth. He's now got £3 of a difference. Now in my book, £3 of a difference is a length. So going by these weights, Gracious John, Royal Birth, Corinthia, Knight should all finish on that line, all at the same time. But the handicapper's not taking into account that Corinthia Knight has got this lad on it and he's claiming £5. So if you take £5 off a 9 stone 13, you're getting 9 stone 8. Which is the same as Gracious John, and it's less than Royal Birth. So you can see why this race has taken me an hour to try and work out who's going to win this race. Marehood, I've looked at Marehood's form, okay form. Again, if you look at it, the only thing here with Marehood is most of its career it's ran over 6 and 7 furlongs at this track, and it's been, you know, a lot of the time it's been first and seconds at this track. So there's something else I've had to look at between all the other horses that I've just mentioned there. Because if you look here, Lingfield, second. Lingfield, second. Lingfield, first. Is there any more Lingfields? Lingfield, first. Lingfield, first. Lingfield, second. So you can see why it's taken me so long to try and possibly work out who's going to win this race. Now I know there's some of you probably sitting there thinking, do you know what? You always say stick to small fields, 5s and 6s and 7s, maybe 8s. This has got 10 runners in it. You're right. I'm going out my comfort zone because the other meeting at Kempton, which is tomorrow night, I've not even looked at that because I've been spending so long on this race. And that's where it's got so tricky because there is literally 5 or 6, maybe even 7 horses that could win this. Look at this one down here. Dr. Sardonicus has had one run, which was 8th, right? And it's 11 to 1. It's carrying 10 stone 1. Now I've looked at that and I've went, wait a minute. Why has that got 10 stone 1 on its back? And the first thing that comes to mind is it must have been running in better races than a class 2. So when you look at its first race here, it was in a class 2, finished 8th, beating 5.5 lengths. But see if you go through its form of 2018, class 2 was beaten 7th, Class 1 was beaten 10th. Group 2 was beaten 4.5 lengths into 8th. Forget where it's finished, 10th, 8th, 7th. It's how many lengths it's been beaten in a Group 2. 4.5 lengths. Class 3 at 1. So my thinking there is, ran in better races. Okay, it's been 7th and 10th and 8th. But when you look at the Group 2 it ran in, it was beaten by a good horse in Batash at Haydock in a Group 2, over 5 furlongs, only had 9 stone 4 on its back. Okay, it's finished 8th, but there must have been good horses for a Group 2 running in that race. Class 1, listed race. It was last. But when you say last, it was only beaten 6.25 lengths. Okay, it's been beaten. But the trainers obviously put him in there thinking, do you know what, I think he's got a chance of finishing in the first 3 here. And he's obviously been wrong. So, my thinking is, does Tom Dascombe, who's got his own jockey on board, think this has got a chance of winning the race? And in my opinion, I think he has. I think that's why he's put him in there. Certainly, he obviously thinks that it's going to be in the first 3. So, it's been incredibly difficult to try and think what horse is going to win this. Because there is 4 or 5. This one, Royal Birth, Gracious John, Corinthian Knight, they've all ran against each other. And their weights are all different now. Their overall ratings are all different now. Stone of Destiny, see when you look at it as well, 10 stone 1, he's the class horse. Dr. Sardonicus is the class horse in this race. That's why he's carrying that weight. Stone of Destiny is carrying 9 stone 13 because they believe that this horse and Corinthian Knight are the second and third best horses in the race. But you've got to work it out weight wise, race wise, jockey wise, where it's getting ran, how many furlongs. So there's been so much to take in here. Am I confident that, for instance, was I confident yesterday that I would get 2 winners? Yes, I was. And we got 1 winner and a second, and we nearly pulled it off. Am I confident with this horse that I'm going to tell you what I'm going to take? No. So I would probably do 2 horses in this race. I would do 1 to win it and 1 to be each way. So the one I'm going to do for each way is going to be this one, Dr. Sardonicus. I'm going to do that on a separate bet each way to finish in the first 3. Now I could be absolutely wrong with what I'm saying, but if you look at the form, as I've always said, if you study and do your homework, if you look at the form, which it's only had 1 race, it's ran in better races than this one, and as much as it's been beaten in 4th and 5th, and it's only been beaten, see if you were to put Batash, for instance, that Dr. Sardonicus got beat by about 6 lengths, if you were to put Batash in this race, Batash would probably win by about 10 lengths. Simple. So I'm going to do 2 horses in this race. I'm going to do Dr. Sardonicus each way. You're probably saying, why you're not going to do it to win then? Because the weight bothers me. Simple. The one I think that's been running good races and just been getting beat, that's knocking at the door, is Gracious John. I'm going to do Gracious John to win tomorrow, but it's not a confident one because Stone of Destiny should be that price because that's ran in better races, just like Dr. Sardonicus is. The only reason Dr. Sardonicus is that price is because it was last. If that had come in 3rd, it wouldn't be that price. So Dr. Sardonicus for me each way in this race, but also I'm going to do Gracious John because the weights have turned very slightly in his favour between Royal Birth and Gracious John. And if you look at its form, 6th, 4th, 3rd, so it's improving with every race. Royal Birth has went 2nd, 2nd, 1st. Has it peaked? It's got 9 stone 11 on its back, so there's every chance that that's peaked. Stone of Destiny, look, 3, 3, 2, 3rd, 3rd and 2nd. Is that just coming to its peak? Every chance it is. So, as I've said, there's 4, 5, 6 runners in here that could win this race. So I'm confident that Gracious John could win it. I think it's got a really good chance of winning it. Am I going to put loads of money on it? No, I'm not. Dr. Sardonicus, am I going to put loads of money on that? No. I'll put money on them, and with big interest, I'm going to sit and watch a race and just see what happens, because it's a fantastic race. Much as only it's a class 2, because you've got horses in here that are running against each other and have done over 2 or 3 races, and you've got other horses like Dr. Sardonicus, then I could be wrong. See, by tomorrow, Shining Armour could win it. We've just noticed that for the 2 horses we picked yesterday, that the outsider of the 4 won it. But as I say, do your homework. If you do your homework, you can feel confident in coming away thinking, you know what, I done my homework, I done it properly, it's just no turned out. But that's what I'm going to do. Gracious John to win it, Dr. Sardonicus to be each way. That's going to be my 2 horses in the same race, 2 separate bets. Stone of Destiny probably will go out and win it, because I don't think James Doyle is going to be on the back of that horse without thinking that the trainer said to him, do you know what, this has got an outstanding chance. And it has got an outstanding chance. Why don't I do it then? Because that weight bothers me. 9 stone 13 bothers me. I could be completely wrong. But my tips for tomorrow in the same race is going to be Gracious John to win it and Dr. Sardonicus to come in each way. Alright? Any new subscribers out there? Because I know you're probably saying he is absolutely rabbling on. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help you. But no, in all seriousness, any newcomers out there, let's hit that subscribe button, ladies and gents. Let's get this channel absolutely booming. Booming. Let's keep pressing that little bell, and you'll get all my videos today, tomorrow, next week and next month. Keep viewing the videos. Videos are absolutely going cracking. I think I'm getting close to 50 videos. I must be the only guy that's running a horse racing channel that's done almost 50 videos and only got 11 subscribers. 11 subscribers! Come on, ladies and gents, let's press that subscribe button. Okay, have a good weekend. I hope we have got, or we're on the right horse in Gracious John and possibly Dr. Sardonicus, and we get some money back. You ladies and gents, have a good weekend. Take care. I'll be back soon.